Affiliate Marketing Intensive Kickstarter module number 4. Welcome everyone. Let's get right into it because we've got a very um, kind of today we're talking about a topic that is yet kind of scary for some people and also extremely powerful. So we've got a lot to cover. Let's just very quickly do a very quick recap of where we are within the affiliate marketing intensive Kickstarter WTF system. So in the first module, you may remember we've covered sector, so sector and niche selection. And if you may remember, we followed a 4-step process to figuring out what is the best sector and the best niche for you to get started in. Then we went into the why, which is the you. Okay, we spoke, and this kind of section split into 2 parts. First of all, why externally? So how do you brand and position yourself in the marketplace as an affiliate? And this is increasingly important. Okay, so back in the days, you could get away, uh, with running an affiliate campaign as kind of an anonymous Joe Blogs. But nowadays, branding and positioning as an affiliate has become like, uh, super important is an understatement. And then we spoke about the why and the you in terms of internally your mindset. Okay. It is no secret that entrepreneurship has its ups and downs, and it is how you manage the downs that will determine the magnitude of your ups. Then the third part we spoke about sourcing. So how do we go about sourcing high converting products? Okay. We spoke about some pretty basic things like product selection on ClickBank. We also spoke about some more advanced offers that you can run that are frankly a lot more profitable or can be a lot more profitable. And also we spoke about some more advanced and maybe I wouldn't say underground, but more professional places where professionals go to source offers. So that was the last module, sourcing. Okay, so just to very quickly, so we covered the sector. We then spoke about you externally branding and positioning, and internally mindset, product sourcing, and today we're talking about technology. Okay, and this is something that people come to me, all the time with, and ask me about whether it's an online program like the one that you're going through here or any of the live events that we run. They ask me all the time, "Hey, technology can be a stumbling block." Well, we're going to cover all of this today, and you will see at the end of the session how you will feel a lot more relieved, and you'll have a much better understanding of not just how to reduce technology overwhelm, but also how to leverage and get technology to work for you. And then in the following model, we're going to talk about engagement. Now, this is also super, super important. So essentially, how do you stand out from the crowd and how do you engage with your audience so that when you recommend the product, then obviously they buy it from you, okay? Or they buy it following your recommendation. And last but not least, I guess one of the reasons for why, we started in business, it may not be the only one, for some people. For example, for me, there's a number of other reasons I do this, but of course, money is an important element, right? This is a business, and it needs to be profitable, right? And even if you're doing this fully or partially to help others or for charitable reasons, well, you still need to make sure that you're contributing to the cause, that you're adding value to the cause that you are supporting, and therefore that your income, that your sales, right, are higher than your outgoings, and that you're running a profitable business model. So this is what we're going to be covering in the last and 6th module of the WTF system. Okay, so now getting into technology. Now, here's why technology is crucial. Okay, in the sense that one of the reasons for or obviously you enrolling in this program is that you're looking to typically achieve 2 things. Okay, and they're kind of they're not mutually exclusive. Okay, they can go in tandem, they can go side by side. One of them can be more important for others, right? You're in this either because you're looking to achieve freedom, Okay, and freedom can take a number of forms. Okay, what's most spoken about out there is this concept of financial freedom. And kind of as a quick side note, I'm always kind of, it makes me kind of, it makes me laugh a bit in a sense, this whole concept about financial freedom, because what exactly is financial freedom, right? There's no like clear definition of financial freedom. It's the type of things where, you ask 10 different people what financial freedom is, and they give you 11 different answers, right? Because, different people have different levels of financial freedom. But again, it's not just about financial freedom. For example, a lot of the people who come to me as private clients, coaching clients, part of the mastermind, the Quantum Results Mastermind program. They're professionals, lawyers, doctors, accountants. People who've gone, very high in their careers, whether as self-employed professionals or corporate career. And so for them, it's not about financial freedom. They've got enough money. They've got more than enough money to live. But it then becomes about location freedom, right? Being able to travel the world or live anywhere in the world, do what you want, and that's also time freedom. Okay, so it's not necessarily about having more money, but it's also about owning your time, which is, as you know, time is the only resource that you cannot replenish. No matter what you do, you only have a limited number of hours in the day, and you will never get those hours back. Money comes and goes, right? So anyway, so time, location, and also financial freedom. But also, one of the reasons you may have enrolled, well, you definitely enrolled in this program, but one of the reasons that brought you to this program is passive income, right? You're looking for a way to generate an income with, little to no input on your side. And that's exactly what we are talking about technology today, because technology plays a very big component. Okay, once you've learned the skills which you're learning in this program, and then you need to have the technology and the automation to do all that legwork, right, for you, so that you actually get the passive income. The passive income, right, um, relies, well, fundamentally the passive income comes from adding value to the marketplace without you having to do any or of the work or very little of it. Okay, so how can you add value to the marketplace without you having to do any of the work, or very little, or right, or having to do very little of it? Well, that's where technology kicks in. Technology, and that's what we're going to be covering today in great detail indeed, comes in because it helps you, add a lot of value to the marketplace. It does all the legwork for you once it's configured, and that's what you will know, what you will learn today. So, um, technology is key. Okay, and the reality is that it's not that hard. Okay, um, the it's not that hard, and it's incredible the amount of work and heavy lifting that technology uh, can do for you. Okay, um, the reason I say it's not that hard is that, if you look back 5 or 10 years ago, doing business online was incredibly more complex. Was incredibly more complex. You truly, I when I first started in this business, I think it was back 2011 or so. Then I had to learn HTML coding. I'm not a developer. I'm not a tech person at all. But it was necessary for me to even be able to edit a very simple page, right? To learn HTML, which is coding, and that kind of was the easy part. Also, if you wanted to take payments online, if you wanted to have more, a bit more sophisticated funnels, right? Um, then you had to hire developers for thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to do some functionality that nowadays, there's a number of packages and softwares out there. They do all of this for you at a point and click. So the point I'm saying is that doing, like, things have become incredibly easier online, in terms of technical implementation, and the power of technologies has grown like exponentially in the last few years. Okay, now there is still a technological element. Of course, we're doing business online. It's all about technology. However, it's a lot less complex than it was a few years ago. You can easily make, $1 million or more, a year here without knowing any of the coding. Okay, you can easily make, large amounts of money uh, without knowing any of the coding. Back in the days, frankly speaking, it would not have been possible. Okay, for example, and this is kind of a bit more advanced. So if kind of if it doesn't make sense, don't worry. Okay, um, the I remember when I started. So essentially, there is this concept you may have come across called one-click upsells. So one-click upsells is essentially when the customer buys a given product online, and then on the following page, he's made a special offer. Okay, to buy a complementary product. Okay, so for example, the customer buys a bottle of supplements, and so once the transaction is processed, it says, "Hey, thank you, your order has been placed. By the way, would you like a second bottle of the same supplement for a 50% discount? This is a one-time offer. You can either accept it or decline it. If you decline it, you will never see it again." So it's called and it's called a one-time offer. And so essentially, what happens is that if the customer clicks no, then obviously nothing happens, and he's sent the one bottle that he ordered. And if he clicks yes, then his card, sorry, is immediately charged for the additional amount for the second bottle. And so that's called a one-click upsell. It's an upsell because he's upsold from his previous purchase, and it's one click because he doesn't need to re-enter his credit card information again. He just needs to click yes, I want it. And that obviously makes it a lot easier for people to buy. There's a lot of theory, science behind this. It is kind of beyond the scope of this program, but it makes it a lot easier for him to buy a second bottle. And so, a few years ago, like having this one-click upsell technology um, it was like not just super cutting edge, but also it was extremely complex technically. And the flip side of that is that whoever had it would make a killing. So I remember a company called Digital Marketer initially came up with it, and they made a killing because they invested a lot of money in development to get this feature where people could, you know, buy with a single click a, a, an upsell after they bought the initial product. And I remember back in the days we implemented it as well, and we made an absolute killing because it's something that very few people had in the marketplace. Nowadays, having a one-click upsell is something that you can get with any off-the-shelf software package, including ClickFunnels, which is what we use in this program. You can get it with any off-the-shelf package. And it's point and click. It's it's anyone can do it. Really, like you don't have to know any coding. So once you kind of really understand by the how technology works by the end of this module, then you see how you can get technology to work for you. Okay, obviously we're going to be removing some of the headaches, answering some of the frequently asked questions around technology here, and I guess the last bullet point summarizes best. We're going to make hard stuff made simple. Okay, we're going to make all of this very simple. So just very quickly to recap the lean machine flow. So obviously the whole concept here about building an affiliate marketing business is starting with an audience, which obviously needs to be grown. Okay, and then once you have that audience, then what we want to be doing is promoting products to that audience. And then those products will turn into sales, which we'll track. Okay, how do we grow an audience? Okay, well, there's two parts to this. Okay, the first part is we need to kind of generate the leads. Okay, get the visitors to our website, and then we need to have a way of capturing those leads. Okay, we need to have a way of capturing those leads because otherwise they come to a website and they'll never come. They never. Chances are they'll never come back again. Okay. So that being said, um, how does technology come into the picture here? Okay, so lead generation is something that we're going to cover in more detail in other sections of the program. And this can be things like solo ads, pay-per-click or PPC advertising, social media, search engine optimization. Some of those lead generation methods are paid, some of them are free. And then we had lead capture. Okay, so lead capture is how do we capture the details of that lead so that we can market to him over time. Now, I say market, it's not just marketing to that lead over time, but it's also how do we build that relationship so that they know, like, and trust us. And again, we're going to be covering this in more detail later on. So this is typically done through a web page or a website. And now the important distinction here is that a website is kind of a set of pages put together, right? So, for example, a website could be like a home page, then an about us page, a products page, a privacy policy page, a blog, etc. Right? Now, you can also capture leads without a website by simply having a lead capture web page. Okay. Then another tool that we're going to be using to capture leads is an email autoresponder or CRM. Okay, so essentially, what a CRM is, or customer relationship management software, or an autoresponder, it's a software. Typically, it's online based, so you don't need to install anything on your computer. That uh, gathers people's contact information. So typically, their name, email, sometimes their phone number, sometimes their um, mailing address. Okay. Um, And then a CRM or an autoresponder has a second very important feature, which is it allows you to bulk contact all those people in your database. It allows you to bulk contact all those people in your database. Now you may be wondering, okay, well, why can I not? Obviously, an autoresponder has a cost to it. And you may be wondering, okay, well, why can I not just store all my, leads contact details in an Excel spreadsheet or even a Google Doc? Well, you can technically, but very quickly you will find that uh, you may have too many people in your database that an Excel document cannot handle it anymore in terms of size, and also you will find that it just doesn't have some of the functionality that an autoresponder has. So, for example, you may want to pull up a list of people who, signed up in the last 7 days. Okay, it may be if even if possible, it may be very tricky to do through Excel, right? Whereas an autoresponder or a CRM allows you to do that very, very easily. And also, you may be wondering, okay, hey, Tiz, I've only got, say, a few hundred people in my database. Why can I not just email them through Gmail or whichever email tool you use? Well, technically, you maybe can, okay, but you're very quickly going to face an issue, which is that things like Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail, uh, they are designed for one-to-one email communication, or definitely one to a few. Okay, so the moment you start sending hundreds and even thousands of emails through Gmail, for example, you will very quickly hit some limitations with them because they only allow you to send a certain number of emails per day. Um, so that's why again you need an autoresponder. Okay, they allow you to send emails to thousands and tens of thousands of people very, very easily. Now, when we talk about lead capture, um, this is it may sound obvious to some. However, you'd be surprised the number of people that I see unfortunately making this mistake. Um, and the key piece of information here that you want to capture, if nothing else, is their email address. Okay, if nothing else, their email address. Sometimes we'll capture the name, sometimes the phone number. When it comes to tracking sales, okay, um, obviously there is the actual tracking of the sales, and then there is the financial aspect of it. Okay, so when it comes to tracking sales, the reality, you know, so the reality is that yes, you can use link tracking software, and I do cover this in some of the my more advanced programs, and it can get a bit technical, but yes, you can definitely use link tracking software. However, um, if you're really kind of starting the kind of the 101 at the 101 affiliate marketing level, so like really, really beginning level, um, At the very beginning, you may not even need a link tracking software. Okay, so let me talk first about system network reporting, and then I'll come back. So the reality is that you're going to be promoting products through affiliate networks for the vast majority of the time. So things like ClickBank or JVZoo or ClickBetter or whatever the network happens to be. Okay, and those networks by themselves, they tend to have pretty good reporting. So most of them, can tell you how many clicks you sent and how many conversions you had, how many sales you had, and as a result, how much money you made. Right? So that by itself is pretty much the key information that you need. You don't really need to have any link tracking software. Okay. Um, so if you're just getting started, the reason I'm saying, and again, this is a bit more advanced, but I'll give you everything here. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry. If it does make sense, great. I mean, it's not crucial for you to understand if you're just getting started. So here's the thing. Uh, a lot of the links provided by the networks, so things like ClickBank, for example, they give you a tracking link that you can copy and paste into your email. So let's say you're sending an email promotion, okay, promoting a given weight loss product. And ClickBank will tell you, well, this is your tracking link, and any sales that are generated from people as a result of clicking on this tracking link, then you, the affiliate, are going to be credited for the sale. So that's great. Now the problem is that because so many people use ClickBank and so many people have misused ClickBank, unfortunately, ClickBank, for example, tracking links can be blacklisted, or sometimes they can cause issues even if they're not blacklisted, just because so many people used the ClickBank domain in their tracking links. So that's one of the cases where you may want to have link tracking software, not necessarily for additional tracking capability, but just to avoid having to put a naked ClickBank link in an email promotion, which may cause issues with email deliverability. Okay, we use a tool called ClickMagick. There's a link to a free trial somewhere around this video, I believe. So that's the only reason, really, just to avoid having that naked link. Now, you can use other tools. There's WordPress solutions and what have you. Essentially, it just allows you to mask the link. Okay, again, this is kind of a bit of an advanced, by the way. If it sounds confusing, don't worry. It's just a side thing. It's kind of not crucial to have an understanding of now. And then in terms of sales tracking, of course, you want to get paid. So on the financial side, typically the networks will pay you to your bank account, or they will also pay you by PayPal. Some of the networks will actually offer you to transfer money to your credit card. So I think, for example, a network called ClickSure, they used to do this. Now they've stopped operating. But essentially, the way it would work is that they had an agreement with a company called Pioneer, and Pioneer would give you a credit card for free. It was a prepaid credit card, and then every time you had commissions, then ClickSure, the affiliate network, would put that money into your Pioneer credit card, and you could just spend it. Okay. Um, that being said, some of them would also use some other different payment methods, and this really actually depends on which industry you are in. Um, for example, the gaming industry, they use a bunch of payment methods like Skrill, what used to be Money Bookers. They use NetTeller and a bunch of other ones. Okay. Uh, um, Again, it really depends on the industry. The two most common ones being obviously bank account and PayPal. Payment processors. So, what is a payment processor? A payment processor is a company that allows you to take payments, credit card payments online. Okay. Now, as an affiliate, the payment is usually taken by either the vendor of the product or by the affiliate network, either the vendor of the product or the affiliate network. So really, you won't have to deal with payment processors, which is great because they can be a headache. So as an affiliate, you're completely uh, you know uh, sidestepping that headache. All right. So um, remember, automation is the name of the game. As we go through this module, anything that you see you can automate, do it. Okay? Even if it's something that you think, okay, I'm going to do it manually the first couple of times, you will see that eventually it will not be a couple of times, it will be a lot more. So if you can automate it right off the get-go, go for it. Okay? Um, automated lead capture. Okay, so essentially this, it's essentially how can we automatically capture customer information on our website or web page. Automated lead nurturing. So once the lead is in the database, how can we make sure that we provide value, we build a relationship with that lead so that he then goes and buys the products that we recommend. Okay, um, and you will see we're going to quite some detail into how to automate that know, like, and trust factor so that we have a relationship with our following and our list. Okay, so how does this all work together? Well, it obviously starts with leads and traffic. Okay, technically, traffic comes before leads. Traffic is visitors to your website, and then if they're interested, they will leave their details and they will become a lead. Okay, typically they become a lead. They enter the detail through their details through what is called an opt-in page. Some people call it a squeeze page, but that's not fully accurate. An opt-in page is somewhere where they leave at least their email address, and then they're redirected to a thank you page uh, that gives them some more information. Sometimes gives them the whatever it is that they were promised on the opt-in page, and sometimes on that thank you page we will have an affiliate offer that is complementary to what they opted into. Okay, and if they buy, then we get paid a commission through the affiliate offer. What happens in the back end? Well, their email address is put into an email autoresponder, which we spoke about, and then they would typically, and they certainly should, receive a series of automated emails. Okay, the purpose of these automated emails is twofold. Number one, to start building that relationship of know, like, and trust, and as a secondary factor, it's going to be to start promoting products as an affiliate. And so, how do you make money? Well, in two ways. Either they buy after opting in through the affiliate offer right off the get-go, and here's kind of a more advanced but important uh, distinction. Okay, that you need to know. What type of affiliate offer can you put on here, right? On this page, essentially after they opted in. What type of affiliate offer can you put on this page after they opted in? Okay, well, the mistake that a lot of people make is they put some like expensive offer or mid-ticket offer, right? So typically something that's costing maybe $97, maybe $297, maybe even $1,000, or sometimes even like $27 or $37, right? And this is what, and then they come to me and say, hey Tiz, why isn't my affiliate offer converting here? And this is what they're missing. Okay, so think about the user mindset as he's going through this. Okay, so he was checking his emails and he saw a link. Was sent an email promotion to go to an opt-in page, or he was browsing on Facebook or on the internet. He sees a banner, he sees an ad, catches his attention. So he's doing something else. He sees something. He sees an ad that catches his attention. He clicks. He goes to an opt-in page, and he's then promised something for free. So he's interested in that, and he opts in. So he is coming from an angle of I was doing something else. This thing interrupted me. It got my attention because I can get something for free. I want the free thing. He is in no shape or form in the mindset of buying something. It doesn't matter whether he has the money or not. He is not in that mindset. He was checking Facebook and talking to his friends. He is not in the mindset of buying. And the key thing here is user intent. Okay, And so if we hit him with a 47, 27, 97, whatever offer, or even higher, um, on here right after he opted in, I mean, sure. I mean, there's always, someone may buy off chance, right? Of just pure chance, but he's not in the buy mindset. So that offer, even though it could be the best offer in the world, it could be very relevant to what he opted in, the whole lot. That's not going to convert well because the mindset isn't there. Now compare that with the mindset of someone who goes on his browser and types Amazon.com or whichever the local equivalent is .co.uk, etc. Right now, someone who's kind of taken the time, open their browser, type that email address, that website address in there, and start searching for stuff on Amazon. Do you think he's more likely to buy? Absolutely yes. The same person. So the user intent is very different. Okay. So what should you be promoting here? Okay. What tends to do very well are what are called free trial or quasi free trial offers. So what tends to do very well are what's called free trial or quasi free trial offers. What do I mean by this? So free trial is self-explanatory. Okay, you can try the product for 7, 14, 30 days, however long, for free. Now, the user will have to input his credit card details typically. Okay, user inputs his credit card details. However, credit card is not charged. He's not charged until the trial is over, unless he's cancelled before. So I'll recap. Unless it's cancelled before. So what I mean here is, let's say it's a 14-day trial. Um, Actually, let's talk about a very specific example. Um, so which actually I may show you later if we get a chance. So uh, we're launching now a new monthly membership product. It's called UCCX. Okay, the Ultimate Course Creators Exchange. It's a program that helps consultants, experts, authors, speakers, coaches take what they know and turn that into a course, into an additional income stream, and into, in some cases, a passive income stream. So we offer a 14-day trial. So the user enters his credit card, he's not charged for 14 days. He can either cancel before the 14 days or after 14 days, he's charged $47 a month. Okay. So that's where we're testing the price, the structure, the offer, and the price point now. So think about user intent, right? So he comes here, he was checking out Facebook, sees the lead magnet, he's interested in this opt-in. No, lead magnet is what the person is offered for free in exchange for opting in. He likes it, he opts in, and now he's got this free trial thing. Now, is this costing him anything? Absolutely not. Right? He's not in a buy mindset. He doesn't have to buy anything. He doesn't have to take any decision today. His credit card is not going to be charged, right? It's free, and he feels like he's going. He's come in with the mindset of wanting something for free, right? That's why he opted in for the lead magnet. And now we are continuing with that mindset. We're offering something that fits with that mindset, which is again get something for free. Now there's a bit of a twist, of course, because to get this second thing for free, he needs to enter his credit card details, and he knows that after the trial is over, if he stays in the membership, he's gonna get charged, right? However, it's still free. It's a very, very low barrier to entry. Okay, so these type of offers tend to do very well. What is a quasi-free trial? A quasi-free trial is simply something where they typically pay $1, right? And then they get a free trial for 14, 30 days, and then they get charged the full monthly price. Um, uh, the Obviously, the idea being is that the difference between paying $1 for a trial, $1 for a trial or zero for a free trial, is hardly anything. Okay, some people say that there's a bit more commitment to paying $1 as opposed to free. Bottom line is that they need to enter the credit card in both cases, which is what really matters because it shows that they're interested and committed. Now, whether it's $1 or a free trial, it really hardly makes any difference. So that's as far as the affiliate offer in kind of this opt-in flow goes. Okay. Now, how about email? How about email? Do we send them to a free offer? Sorry, a free trial offer, or do we send them to a paid offer, like or they pay $2.97 or whatever the number is, right, for the thing? Well, it depends. Email is it's kind of a different approach because when he's checking his emails, he's not necessarily in that I want something for free mentality. We're not necessarily interrupting him. Okay, he was reading his emails intentionally, and now he's reading our email. So it's not interruption marketing anymore, and he's not necessarily in that I want something for free mentality. So we can either send people to a free or quasi free trial offer, that also works well, or because if someone's read an email and is interested enough to click on the link and go to the website, then clearly there's a very different and strong buying intent there, and therefore you can do very very well sending people to a full price offer. Okay, the same person, just a different setting, the mindset, um, means that a full price offer can convert. I mean, we sell offers off emails for $997 all day long. So that being said, let's continue. Okay, um, so here's another important point. Okay, um, one of the reasons you enrolled in this program is obviously so that what works right away, right? So that you kind of have the shortcuts here, as opposed to testing all the technology out there, which is exactly what we do on our end. Okay, and we're giving you what works best. Now, it is very easy, right? And perhaps you can relate to this to get overwhelmed with technology very fast. Okay, it's very easy to get overwhelmed with technology very fast. Why? Because if you're anything like me, we all suffer to a certain degree from shiny object syndrome, right? All this software, all these tools, they all look amazing, right? They're marketed as the best thing since sliced bread, and they're marketed like they look amazing. So we want to try all these things, and especially when they do things like free trials. Okay, now which we just spoke about. Now let me make an important point about free trials here, which is we just discussed free trials from an affiliate perspective, right? From a marketing perspective. Now let's talk about free trials and technology. Okay, and here's what I mean. There's a lot of tools and technology out there who indeed offer free trial or $1 trial for 7, 14, 30 days, however long, right? And you may be thinking, okay, well, hey, this is great. I want to try this tool. They have a free trial. I'm going to go for it. Well, one of the reasons for why they're offering a free trial is the same as we mentioned before, is that we know that if someone tries the tool and they start using it and they like it, chances are is that they're going to stick with the free trial, and therefore they're going to pay every month or every quarter, whatever the thing is. So, uh, however, now I'm looking at this not from a marketer perspective, and I'm looking at this from an entrepreneur perspective. So you're trying this technology and it's a free trial. Let's say it's a 14-day trial. Okay, now we're talking about free trials in technology. Before, I spoke about a free trial for, in our case, the UCCX, the Ultimate Course Creators Exchange. That is an information product. That is training. It's a different thing. I'm talking here about specifically free trials in technology. You may be thinking, fantastic, it's a free trial. I can try this tool. Doesn't cost me anything. Is it really free? And the answer is no. It's financially free. It doesn't cost you anything as long as you cancel before the date. But it's still going to cost you some time, one, and two, energy to try that tool, right? You need to integrate it with your website. You need to configure it. You need to open the account. You need to learn how it works. All these things take a lot of time and energy. So it actually isn't free. And you could end up with a bunch of tools all that should all be integrated. Sometimes work, sometimes they are integrated and they work, sometimes they don't. Who knows, right? It's a big mess. Okay. So the key with technology is to make it simple and streamlined. Simple and streamlined. I mean, really, most online businesses, they only really need a handful of tools. That's it. The less tools you have, the less the learning curve, the less problems you have down the line, and of course, the less costs. Okay. All right. So, um, the first thing that we want to be setting up here is a tool called ClickFunnels. Um, Chances are that you may have heard of it. Um, there is going to be a link. There's going to be an affiliate link, I think, somewhere around this video, where you can get a 14-day pointing case free trial. So, what is ClickFunnels? It's and there's a reason why I'm laughing. I'll tell you in a second. Um, it's a website builder, basically. Is it the only website builder out there? Certainly not. Is it the best one? In what you're going to be doing for the purposes of this program, it is, in my opinion, the best one. In terms of functionality as well as kind of value, bang for your buck. Essentially, it allows you to build web pages where you can capture leads or you can sell products. Although that initially, as part of the affiliate marketing intensive program, we don't really cover that. Um, it allows you to kind of have a page where you can share a video, share information, etc., etc. The great thing about ClickFunnels is that it's twofold. Number one, it allows you to have good-looking pages without having to know any of the coding, and it really is, and I'll show you them in a second, very similar to using, email or a word editor. And the second thing with ClickFunnels is that it integrates with many tools, one of them being email autoresponders. So what does that mean? It means that you can have the two systems talk to each other, and as soon as someone goes to your website, goes to your web page, enters their name and email, right? That data is directly passed on to your email autoresponder. That data is directly passed on to your email autoresponder. Um, so what does that mean? Well, two things. Number one, that data is starting to, well, it's getting stored, right, automatically without you having to do anything. And number two, I'll show you how to do this. You can set this up. You can set up the autoresponder to automatically send that sequence of warm-up emails that we spoke about. So let's go here. So here we are, right? So this is going to be, in our case, a ClickFunnels page. And let me see if I can pull up some type of marker. Yeah, so this is going to be some type of ClickFunnels page. Okay, this part here, right? And then as soon as they enter their email, that is, ClickFunnels sends that information automatically to your email autoresponder. Okay, and so what the email autoresponder can do is that it automatically starts sending out those warm-up emails on your behalf once they joined. So immediately on the first day, that's called a welcome email. Then on the second day, on the third day after they joined, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's a great thing. One of the great things about ClickFunnels is that it gets the two systems to talk right away, and also, you don't have to worry about sending these warm-up emails because the system does it for you. Here's a fun fact. The first time I tried ClickFunnels was a few years ago. I was hearing people raving about it, and so I got the 14-day trial, and I just didn't get it. I was like this is not good. Like I really didn't get why people were raving so much about this tool, and so we went on and used other tools, and then a few years later said, okay, we gave ClickFunnels another try. Um, and yeah, and it turned out to be a great tool. Now, like a lot of these, tech tools, are they perfect? No, they're never perfect. Do they have bugs? Yes. And there's frustrations with every piece of technology, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a pretty good tool. How much does it cost? At the moment, I think they've got two plans, which is one for $97 a month, one for $297 a month. For beginners, for most people who are going through this program, The $97 a month is more than enough. If you want more advanced functionality, then get the 297. It will kind of open up a bunch more options for you. Okay, so let's dive right into ClickFunnels. So I'm logging into ClickFunnels here. ClickFunnels, here we go. Now, obviously we already have an account, so if you don't have an account, there's going to be a link around this video where you can go and get a free 14-day trial. So that being said, let's log in. All right, so when you log into ClickFunnels, this is typically what you would see. So where do we start? Let's start with funnels. Okay, so here there's a bunch of funnels. Obviously we've got a lot of funnels here, but here's the thing. The first thing that you need to do is open your ClickFunnels account. Then there is a ultimate affiliate funnel within the AMIC members area. So essentially what that does is it's a link that you can click on and it will take you to your own ClickFunnels account. Now for this to work, you must have a ClickFunnels account. And then it will essentially import the ultimate affiliate funnel into your ClickFunnels account. So here we go. This is the ultimate affiliate funnel. Okay, so this funnel as is will be automatically imported into your account. And so here, what's the kind of outline of this funnel? Well, it's got 3 pages, right? Number 1 is the opt-in pages. And then, so why do we have 2 pages here? It's 2 different formats of the same opt-in page. Okay, this is the same funnel that we are like using every day. That's made us multiple 6 figures alone. This funnel. The reason you have 2 pages here is so that you can A/B test, right? So you can see here that the way that this is set up is 50% of the traffic is going to one page and 50% to the other page. Okay, so that then you can tell which one has the highest conversion rate. Okay, so I'll talk about stats in a second. So then you have, so when people will be first clicking on your ad, they will get to one of these 2 pages. And then once they opt in, they will get onto the second page, which is here. It's called the thank you page, where they are marketed a bunch of additional offers. Okay, if you remember earlier, this would be an ideal place to have free trial offers, for example. So let's see. Right, so this is where you can have all the additional affiliate offers to promote. And then finally, the last page in this funnel is where you actually deliver the report. So if on this page, which is the opt-in page, your bribe, your lead magnet, what you're promising people is going to be a free report or a free PDF, the last page here is where you can deliver this. Okay, now, does it have to be a free report, a free PDF? No. Frankly, it is that the most often, but sometimes it can just be a case study, a video, it can even be a free trial, could be really anything. Okay, and a lot of it depends on which niche you are in. So this is where you deliver the free report, and as you will notice here, there is another affiliate offers. So we're delivering the report up here. People click on read report, and that will download the report. Okay, and then here you can have another affiliate offers. Okay, again, remember free trials tend to work very, very well. So looking at stats, so this is it's a very simple funnel. Okay, and coming back to the fact, it's about simplifying. It's not about complexity. It's a very simple funnel, but very powerful because it allows you to capture leads. It allows you to make them a number of affiliate offers because remember, they're seeing a number of affiliate offers here and then another affiliate offer here as you deliver on what you promised. And the reason that this is powerful is obviously if it's done well, then the more affiliate offers you show them, you show people if they're relevant, then people are going to buy. So that's going to increase your sales. Now, another important point is going to be stats. See, this is where you have the stats. So obviously here, top left, you have the period, right? Start and end date. And here you have our opt-in, if you remember. And obviously now this is a template funnel, so the numbers are 0. But you would normally typically see here how many people have seen the page and how many people opted in. The percentage is called the conversion rate. And then you will see, okay, how many people have seen the thank you page where they have the affiliate offers, and finally, how many people have seen the page where you actually deliver the report. Okay, you may be, so you may be wondering, okay, what's the difference here in page views under all and uniques? Okay, so just so you know, ClickFunnels is not always very accurate on these stats. It is generally accurate, but it's not always very accurate. The difference between page views, all page views, and uniques is that the same person the same visitor can view the same page more than once. So uniques means how many unique and different people have viewed that page, and all means like how many people have viewed, how many people in overall, how many times has that page been seen. Imagine you have a candy shop, and unique is how many different people walked into the candy shop, okay? Whereas all page views is how many times someone, whether it was someone new that had never been there before, or whether it was someone that had been there before, the question is how many times has someone gone into the candy shop? That is the big difference. Okay. Um, Now, which one should you use? Honestly, it really depends. So, when it comes to conversion rates, personal preference, I always prefer to look at uniques. Okay, so how many unique people, sorry, have seen that offer? So when it comes to conversion rates, I prefer to look at unique conversion rate. Okay, there's another thing which is and this is a bit more advanced, but I want to give you everything here, is sometimes you will be doing JVs, or you will be partnering with other people. And very simply speaking, you may have an agreement with the other person where you say, hey, um, I commit to sending you uh, 1,000 clicks, you commit to sending me 1,000 clicks. Then obviously the question arises of, well, is that going to be 1,000 unique clicks or 1,000, what's called raw clicks, right, which are non-unique, which is essentially what ClickFunnels calls all page views. And so both are kind of okay. Now it's super crucial that you're clear on that agreement, whether you're sending 1,000 unique or raw. It may sound like a small detail, but I cannot count the number of times that push comes to the shove, that quote unquote misunderstanding or lack of clarity causes all sorts of issues. Okay, so that's kind of very important. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so essentially what you want to have is you want to look at here and say, okay, well, which one is my highest performing uh, landing, in this case, a registration page or squeeze page or opt-in page, and then obviously you want to run that. Okay, a couple of other things that people ask me all the time. Number one is how many clicks should you have to an opt-in page, for example, before you can judge the conversion rate? And it's a very good question. Um, there are a few distinctions to be made here, but in the kind of interest of keeping this succinct, you want to at least have a few hundred clicks to an opt-in page. What do I mean by a few hundred? Anything between 2 and 500 clicks to an opt-in page before you can judge its conversion rate. Okay. And there's also another tool, a free tool that I absolutely love that I've been using for years. It's the VWO Split Test Significance Calculator. Okay. VWO is just a software company that does split testing software. But more importantly, if you just Google VWO, so VW, and then you just Google split test calculator, it should come up in the search results. Okay. Essentially, what it allows you to do is you put, okay, well, how many visitors to your control version of your landing of your opt-in page, or the first version of the landing page if you prefer, how many visitors to the variation of that opt-in page, and how many people opted in on the control, how many people opted in on the variation, and then it will calculate, it will tell you the significance. Okay. Now, without getting too technical, it tells you whether your data is reliable. Put it this way, and it will spit out a number. Let me just kind of put some random numbers here so you can get an idea. So let's say we've had 200 here, and we've had 120 here, and let's say we had 35 conversions. I'm just making the numbers up, okay? And here we had 18. Okay, so you will see that here it tells you significance. It will either say yes or no, and it gives you this p-value. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into the details. It gives you this p-value, and it says the p-value is 0.277. Typically, the p-value, well, the p-value is between 0 and 1. You will notice that if the p-value in a VW world, I think is 5% of or less. Let's check. Let's see. Yeah, I think the threshold in VWO is 0.05. Okay, so if the p-value is less than 5% or 0.05, it will tell you that your results are significant. Okay, if the p-value is greater than 0.05, it will tell you that your results are not significant. Now, I'm not going to go into the details here. Uh, the I I would recommend disregarding that significance, yes or no. In practically speaking, I look at a p-value of 0.1. Okay, so ignore what it says here in terms of significance. Ignore it. If the p-value is greater than zero point 0.1, that means you don't have statistically significant results. So what does that mean? It simply means that um, you need to keep running more data. You don't have enough data to decide. Okay, and again, I know I'm going through kind of a bit technical and maybe advanced concepts here. If this doesn't make too much sense to you, don't worry. Okay, if it makes sense, great. If not, just absorb as much as you can. This is kind of more advanced stuff that honestly, it I mean, you don't really need to know. Okay, it's not a big thing. So, there are some things that I'll say, hey, it's super important, and you understand this. This is one of those things that it's a nice to know, but not a need to know. So, long story short, if the p-value is greater than zero point 0.1, you need to keep running data. If the p-value is less than zero point 0.1, then you have a result. Okay, and which one is going to be the result? Well, you go back into ClickFunnels and you check out which one is the variation of the page that is converting the highest, that has the highest conversion rate, and then you delete the other one. You delete the other one. How do you delete the other one? You go under steps, and then here you click on the cogwheel and you click on delete page variation. Okay, it doesn't really delete it. It puts it here under archive pages, and that's really cool because it means that if at a later stage, for whatever reason, you want to restore that page, then you can do so. Okay. So this is a very, very kind of high level overview of how ClickFunnels works, sorry, and how the ultimate affiliate funnel works. Um, there's kind of ClickFunnels support is actually reasonably good, and also there's a lot of tools and tutorials on how to do more advanced things in ClickFunnels. If you want to kind of go into depth on that front, there's plenty of information online. This is a very high level overview. And also, what I'd like to highlight at this stage is that ClickFunnels has like boatloads of functionality. Just last night, I discovered about a ClickFunnels functionality that I wasn't even aware of. Um, and I've been using ClickFunnels for years. So it's very easy to kind of get lost in the sea of technicalities and details, and I can do this and I can do that. At the end of the day, one of the biggest skills is to kind of you know, I think it's Brendan Bouchard who says the main thing is to keep doing the main thing, or something like that. There's a quote. Um, and so just to keep focused on what truly matters. And in this case, what I'm kind of giving you here is pretty much everything you need to know to use ClickFunnels successfully within the affiliate marketing intensive Kickstarter. Now, of course, if you want to kind of go into all sorts of directions, that's fine. My kind of heartfelt warming here is focus on what really matters, which is getting the funnel working, as opposed to all the kind of bells and whistles that ClickFunnels or any of these tools could have. So in that respect, there's just one last thing that's important and that we need to cover. Is you go here top right, and then you go under integrations, top right, and then integrations. This is where you add your new integration. Okay, so we use a bunch of email systems and what have you. Um, the key thing here, you obviously you don't need to have all the systems. Uh, if you click under add new integration, this is, let's say for example that you're using Aweber, which is the tool that we're going to be using for the purposes of this session today as an email autoresponder. There's a bunch of other email autoresponders out there like GetResponse, MailChimp, Infusionsoft. The list goes on and on. Okay, um, uh, this is where you integrate Aweber with ClickFunnels. Okay, this is a process that you only have to do once. And so that once they're integrated, like I said before, any lead that opts in into an opt-in page is automatically stored in Aweber, and it can be put into those automated follow-up sequences. Okay, so here you choose Aweber. And by the way, those who are part of the Quantum Results Accelerator program, and those are parts of the Quantum Results Mastermind program, which is the higher program, then those programs come with one of the elements of that package is that we integrate. We do all of this technical integration, not just Aweber, but we do all of this technical integration for you. So if you are part of that program and you haven't had our done for you technical integration package yet, reach out and we'll do it for you. Or if you're not in that program and you're interested in the program or having the technical integration where my team does it for you, then reach out to support and let them know, and we'll sort it out for you. So as far as this integration, as an example, as Aweber, you go click on Aweber, and then you have to give it a nickname. Okay. Now, it won't allow me to go ahead here, um, uh, or maybe it will, but I kind of and no, it's already integrated, I think. Anyway, you need to give it an integration nickname. Could be like, Aweber, John, or whatever. And you click on Connect Integration. What's going to happen is that it will open a new window, and it will ask you to confirm your Aweber login credentials, and then pretty much the integration is done. Okay, it will connect it to, and then now automatically every person that comes into your ClickFunnels account will be put into Aweber. Okay. Now, in the interest of time, we still have Aweber to cover. Remember that under the ultimate affiliate funnel, remember that in the opt-in page you will have to specify. Uh, Let me quickly show you here. You will have to specify which integration you want to use. So after you've done that part in Aweber that I just showed you, you need to go here under Settings, General, and then sorry, ignore that, settings, integrations, setting integrations, and then you want to choose the integration, which in your case will be Aweber, and then action is going to be integrate an existing form, and then you're going to be picking up one of the forms here. Okay, this is just a very quick overview. There's a couple of bits that need to be fine-tuned here, and in the interest of time and trying to keep this module reasonably short. So that's something that kind of you can ask ClickFunnels support for more help, and they'll be able to guide you through, or they should be able to guide you through, or otherwise, again, if you are in one of the higher up packages, or you're interested, just get in touch and we'll do it for you. Okay, so that is ClickFunnels in a nutshell. Now let's quickly take a look at Aweber, right, which is the other side of the equation. Let me just quickly show you something here. Okay, so if we just go back here for a second, right, you will see that. Let me see if I can. All right. So you will see that all of this is in ClickFunnels, okay? All of this is in ClickFunnels. Now we're going to be moving to this part, which is the email autoresponder part, which in our case is going to be in Aweber, okay? So let's move on. I'm going to now log in into one of our Aweber accounts. Okay. So Aweber, um, again, there's going to be around this link, around this video link for a, I think it's a $1 30-day trial. And then when you have an account, this is where you're looking. Okay. Then obviously, we've got like a gazillion lists here. When you log in, you won't have as many lists. You will essentially need to create a list. Again, this is a high-level overview of Aweber. The if you need more detail on this, either reach out to their support, or there's plenty of resources online. So essentially, you will want to create a list. Okay, so you go under Manage Lists, create a list. Now I'm not going to go all the way here, and for some reason it's stuck because we don't really want, otherwise it's going to create a list which we are not going to be using. So you go through here, and essentially this prompt will ask you for your company name, your website, your address, your email address. Now, once we are at it, the sender email. Now you will hear people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't use a Gmail or a Yahoo email address. It's best to use like your actual an email address with your own domain." And even the email autoresponders will tell you that, right? In fact, some of them will not even allow you to have a Gmail or a Yahoo email address in there. Okay. Um, Now, this is one of the things where it makes logical sense, but no one has actually tested it. Now we've tested it, and in some cases you get better email deliverability. So that means that you get more people opening and clicking on your emails by using a Gmail address, for example, instead of a custom domain email address. So either is fine to start with, essentially, as long as the system allows you to have that in there. Either is fine. Okay. In this case, we're obviously using a custom domain email address. So that being said, okay, you will want to create a list, and then once the list is created, this is very, 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 very important in Aweber. So once you create a list, Aweber, so there is this concept of single or double opt-in. Okay, so which is actually not specific to Aweber. It's kind of applies to email marketing in general. So single opt-in essentially means that people enter the name and email on the squeeze page, and they're in the list. Right from that point on, you can email them, because the fact that they've entered their details on that page means that they're obviously willing to receive your email communication. The second one, which is double opt-in or confirmed opt-in, it means that yes, they enter their name and email, sorry, and then they receive an immediate system generated email that say, "Hey John, we noticed that you wanted to subscribe to the XYZ newsletter. Great. Please click on this link to confirm your subscription." So if they click, then they are confirmed to be on that list. And the idea here is that, well, the email autoresponder software companies and some so-called email experts will tell you that the idea is that your email deliverability for confirmed opt-in is going to be higher because they say, look, they've said twice that they're interested in getting your emails. So their argument is okay. Well, you're going to get better results by double opting them in. Therefore, you should do it. And this is kind of an example where people like talk from theory, and but actually they're not actually in the trenches running the business. They're just talking from hearsay. They're not in the trenches. And so what do I mean by this? The problem is that and you can try it. I don't recommend you do it. Is that typically out of 100 people who opt in into your squeeze page, anything between 50 and 30 only will double opt in, will confirm their email address, will either see that email or if they see it, will click on that link. So that means that out of every 100 people who are opting in onto your opt in page, you will lose between 50 and 70 subscribers, between 50 and 70%. Now, I don't know about you, but that does not excite me at all. Um, so is it so? Which is why and again, this is not what the email autoresponder companies will tell you because they have a different interest. You know, you have an interest to maximize your list engagement and revenue. They have a different interest in this, but that's a separate conversation. We're not going to get into that now. So the point I'm making here is I'm a big proponent of non-confirmed opt-in. I'm not saying have people opt into your um, squeeze page. Don't buy leads, don't spam people, but single opt-in is fine. Okay, so what you want to do is you in your web under list options, list settings here, and then confirmation message. You want to click here, and now this is already turned off, but you will see that Aweber will default as soon as you create a new list to this being on. To this being on. You want to make sure that these two are off. Don't forget, every time you create a new list, you have to do this manually. You have to turn it off. And Aweber will show you a little pop-up and say, hey, are you sure? You say yes, and off you go. So that's your list created. Then you need to create a sign-up form. Sign-up form. It can be a dummy form. Okay, it doesn't really matter what it is. Essentially, if you don't have the sign-up form, the integration with ClickFunnels will not work. So if you're just, say, collecting name and email, or let's say you're just collecting the email address, then you click here, you remove the field for the name, you just leave the email one. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter any of this stuff. You just need to have the form for the ClickFunnels integration to work. End of story. That's the only thing. Okay. You save your form. You go to step 2. Let's see. Yeah, you go to step 2. You can leave this as a default, like as it is now, and then you save and you go to step 3. I'm not going to save it here, otherwise it's just going to create this random form. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay, and that's it. So remember to turn double opt-in off. Step number 1, and step number 2 to create this form. Otherwise, the ClickFunnels integration may not work. Okay, and then finally, the last part. Well, not finally, but the last part is you want to go under messages, and I think they now call them campaigns. Okay, my team does a lot of this, so I'm kind of. It's been a while I haven't checked this out. I think they call them campaigns now. I think it is, yeah. So you want to create a campaign. So a campaign is nothing other than a series of automated emails. Okay. Now, in this case, we use Aweber only for certain lists and certain types of promotions. So in our case, we have the majority of our automated campaigns in Infusionsoft. We use also a couple of other systems for email automation. But again, your business is not at that stage yet. For you, Aweber will be more than fine, and it's extremely cost effective. So so you want to create a campaign, and then that's where you're going to set up, like, okay, on day 1, send out the welcome email. On day 2, send out this other email. So, and essentially, Aweber will automatically send those emails out depending on when someone joined. Also, as part of the affiliate marketing intensive Kickstarter, there are a number of email campaigns included. So, what I recommend you do is you take those campaigns or one of them, you customize them to your business, your niche, and then you upload them here into Aweber as an automated campaign. So that, and this is very, very important, so that you can focus on building your list, and you know that technology, automation is automatically doing that kind of nurturing of the list for you. Okay, so again, that's kind of a very quick overview of Aweber. Now let's get back to the slides. Okay, now the here are some of the kind of the questions that people ask me all the time when it comes to technology, whether it's online programs like this one or one-on-one coaching clients or at live events. One of them, one of the questions that may sound a bit obvious, but it's a question for some people, so we may as well cover it. Is, do I need to put the emails in the autoresponder system every time that someone enters their details? Okay, and the answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. Obviously, they do it for you, as in, the person who's subscribing does it for you. They are typing their own name and email, uh, or just their email address in the opt-in page, and then that feeds automatically into ClickFunnels and Aweber. So no, you don't need to. Um, do I have to send emails every day? So we're going to cover this aspect in more detail in one of the following modules on engagement. Do I have to send emails every day? And the answer is you don't have to, and it depends what niche you are in. However, the short answer is yes, for reasons, again, which we will cover in more detail later. I recommend emailing every day. Do I need to make my emails look fancy? No, not at all, actually. Again, it depends on which niche you are in, but generally speaking, the less fancy the email looks, the more kind of like homemade, and the more it looks like you're actually emailing a friend, the better the email will perform. How do I make sure I get paid? Well, you get paid through the affiliate network. Okay, so how does it work? Is if you're using an affiliate network that also takes the payments from the customer, then, for example, ClickBank, they will then split the money between you, the affiliate, and the product vendor. So ClickBank will pay you. If you're using an affiliate network that does not take payments, that only does the tracking, then the affiliate network tracks the number of sales that you made, and then the vendor will pay you directly. Okay. Um, what if I have a question about the systems and technologies, their support? Yes, absolutely. So there are two levels of support. Okay. Um, the first level of support, it depends what the question is about. If it's a technical question about, hey, I'm trying to do this in ClickFunnels or in Aweber and it's not working, or, where do I find this button? That type of support, your best port of call is going to be the support for that specific software. So Aweber, ClickFunnels, whatever that is. Okay. Um, if it's more like strategic support, or like, oh wait, I'm not sure whether I should have an opt-in page with a lot of text or little text, or should I use a book as a lead magnet or a case study video? Okay, now that more strategic support, reach out to my team. We can help with that, because chances are is that pretty much any problem that you've encountered in the past, we've already encountered and solved. Okay. um, uh, do I need to know how to create websites and pages? We already covered this one. The answer is absolutely not. Any of the kind of drag and drop builders like ClickFunnels will do the job. Okay. We also already covered this. Make sure to sign up to ClickFunnels using the link below. You get a 14-day trial and download the ultimate affiliate funnel in the members area. If you already have a ClickFunnels account, then just go ahead and download the funnel directly. Okay. The key here is to get the system to work for you, not the other way around. Okay, to get technology to work for you, not the other way around. And one of the reasons, of course, that you're investing your time and resources and energy in a program like the Affiliate Marketing Intensive Kickstarter, and I congratulate you for that, is that you're taking shortcuts and you're leveraging the fact that people have done it before you, have done all the mistakes and invested all the time and money, and you can just get the end result. Okay, so I kind of this is quite a long session. We had a lot to cover today. Just one last thing. That I always get reminded by my SEO guy. If you've enjoyed this module, if you found it valuable, if you found, if you now have a clear perspective on how to leverage technology to get to work for you, if you now have a better idea of how ClickFunnels, Awebbers, and technology works for you in an affiliate business, if you could go to this link, and it's also going to be around this video, it's a Trustpilot link, or just go to trustpilot.com and search for 80/20 research and leave a quick review. That would be much appreciated. From what I understand, it helps the website rank higher in the Google results. So if this is valuable, it's free. It takes 2 seconds. Just go to Trustpilot and leave a quick review. That'll be much appreciated, so that it kind of helps spread the message to more people, so that more people can also benefit from this training. So with that being said, this was the Affiliate Marketing Intensive Kickstarter module number 4 on technology. Hope this was useful. Leave a review if you can, and I'll talk to you in the next mod.